My name is Ross Foster, and we're at Corralitos Ranch in southwestern New Mexico, right outside of Las Cruces. The origin story is my grandpa and his cousin owned a feedlot in California, and they would buy cows at the stockyard in Fort Worth. And halfway between Fort Worth and our feedlot in California is Las Cruces, New Mexico. So they bought this ranch to rest the animals, then they'd move them back to California. I moved out here 7 years ago when my cousin passed away. I realized exactly how much work really needed to be done, and I started leaning into it and really fell in love with the area and the animals. Coming from a feedlot background, ranching is a completely different animal, even though it's the same animal, but it's a redeeming lifestyle, and you really learn to love it. It's not easy, it's a lot of work, but it's not usually a lot of hard work. I like Brangus for a number of reasons. They're a hardy breed, they're very adaptive to any country, and this country changes from year to year. Sometimes it's dry, sometimes it's lush like it is now. They have really good maternal instincts. They're good mamas. They teach their babies what not to eat, what to eat. I've seen them shove them off of noxious weeds like rattleweed or broomsnake. They push them off of it so they don't die. You absolutely cannot take animals from the auction and put them on a ranch, or animals out of a corral and put them on a ranch and expect them not to eat if they're not taught what not to eat. It's a generational ranch, and my goal is to restore it to former glory and bring it back to what it was, and have this be a flagship Brangus herd for our area and make it look beautiful. My goal is to make this a place where people can come and learn about livestock and the ranching lifestyle and realize that it is good and it is viable, and it's redeeming. It fills the soul. It's always something new every day. We're dealing with the public because we are on a national monument. There's a lot of traffic through the ranch, and people don't always know what they're doing. We have animals get hit by people that are out here. We have people that think they're helping us by opening gates and letting cattle into the next pasture. People that think that they're helping us by turning off or on water valves, and that's something that you have to deal with. Respect the ranch, respect the rancher, and you'll get respect back. When people stop by here and are honest about what's happened, if they've hit an animal or if they've run over a water line, it's pretty easy to make a left and go out of this ranch instead of making a right and coming to headquarters and being honest about what happened. But that's how you build appreciation and a rapport with the rancher. If you want to hunt and you pass the ranch house, stop by and say hello, and get to know the people who are the stewards of the land that you're hunting on. There's some deeded acres, but we lease from the state and we lease from BLM, and it is public land, but there are still rules. And generally speaking, where the water comes from and where the water sets is private. And ranchers are amenable, you know what I mean? Or at least I'm amenable. And when people come and talk to me first, I really appreciate it. And if they don't, and I see you out there, I'm gonna come talk to you, just to make sure that you're safe and that you know where you're at. And as lush as it is right now, it's been dry for the last 3 years. So making sure that our cattle are healthy has been a real challenge. Managing the size of our herd versus available forage has been difficult. We fed a lot of purchase feed just to keep these animals in shape. We implement rotational grazing, and by doing that, we watch the grass in the pastures either grow or decline, and we move our cattle based on that, so that they don't completely demolish all the grass, which promotes a healthy ecosystem for the grass and also longevity for the pastures. We like our grass to go to seed so it can make more grass. It needs to be sustainable, and we need to have some longevity in the project. We do a lot of water conservation. We've rebuilt a lot of our dirt tanks because in some heavy rains in the past years, they've just blown completely out and the water ends up just leaving the ranch. And this way we can pond the water. That helps the wildlife, and it helps our livestock. We're a cow-calf operation. Our goal is healthy cows, good bulls, and healthy calves. We want earners, and they're not pets, but I know every single one of these animals that we have. You know what I mean? Which is wild to say. 600 or 800 head. We do because we see them every day, and we work them every 6 months, and we remember the attitude same as they remember us. These animals provide us a very decadent lifestyle. And it's our obligation to do everything we can for them to keep them healthy and keep them fed. It's taught me a lot of compassion. There's nothing more heartbreaking than doing everything you can to doctor an animal and try to get them to survive and have all your efforts fail in spite of all the work. It's absolutely heartbreaking, but it's part of the job. And you still put every effort that you can into the next one, over and over. I hope people know that it is a viable operation, you know what I mean? This lifestyle and the work, the business, the animals, it's all very redeeming, and it's important. This is where your beef comes from. We're an iron door for predators before they get to town, and before they start taking animals out of people's backyards, they're taking calves out of my pens. And this is where your meat comes from. This is where your meat comes from. This is where the grass you feed your horses comes from. Steaks don't come from the store. They come from ranches like this. If it's something you want to do it. Do it, and don't be discouraged. And lean into it. Lean into it. This is a good life.